You know, right now, it probably feels like you're just seeing and hearing the world exactly as it is. But what if I told you that your brain isn't just a camera recording reality? What if it's the architect actively building it, moment by moment? Well, that's exactly what we're going to get into.
This is the big question, isn't it? Is your brain just a passive sponge soaking up the world around you? Or is it more like an artist, creating the entire picture from scratch? The answer, as you're about to see, is way stranger and more amazing than you probably think.
So, our gut feeling, our intuition, tells us we're just recording what's out there. We open our eyes, and boom, the world flows in. But what neuroscience is telling us is something else entirely. It suggests your brain is a full-time creator, and you never actually experience the world directly. You experience your brain's model of the world.
Okay, so how is that even possible? Well, it all starts with one simple, kinda weird fact. Your brain is completely locked away inside the silent, dark vault of your skull. It has no direct line to the outside world. So, to figure anything out, it has to rely on a secret code.
Here's how that code works. Everything you experience starts with your senses, your eyes, your ears, your skin. They act like translators. They take all the raw stuff from the world, light waves, sound waves, and they turn it into the only language the brain can actually understand, tiny electrical signals. And from that code, and that code alone, your brain has to build everything.
Let that sink in for a second. Your brain has never, ever directly experienced the world. All it's ever known is an endless storm of these little electrical pulses. Every single color you've ever seen, every song you've ever loved, it's all just your brain's best interpretation of that silent electrochemical storm.
So let's see this in action with our most powerful sense, our vision. We walk around feeling like we're seeing this perfect, high-definition movie of the world. But the truth is, your brain is a master video editor, and it's constantly cutting, patching, and filling in the gaps to create that illusion. And here's a perfect example of that editing. I can tell you with 100% certainty that right now, as you're looking at this, there is a literal hole in the vision of each of your eyes, a big one. But you don't see it, do you? So why not? It's because of something called the blind spot. It's the spot on your retina where the optic nerve, think of it as the data cable to your brain, plugs in. There are no light-detecting cells there at all. So what does your brain do with this big, black hole of missing data? It just makes stuff up. It takes a guess based on the pattern around the hole and seamlessly patches it over. This isn't a bug, it's a feature. It's way more useful for survival to have a complete picture than one with a distracting gap in it. Now, this filling in the gaps thing isn't just a tiny little trick the brain does. It's the fundamental way it operates. Your brain isn't just reacting to the world. It's constantly, and I mean constantly, trying to predict it. This is the core idea behind a theory called predictive processing. Your brain is basically running a non-stop simulation of the world, making its best guesses about what it's going to see, hear, and feel next. The actual signals coming in from your senses, they're mostly just used to check if the predictions were right and to make corrections when they're not. It's a way more efficient way to run things. And the implication of that is just huge. It means your experience of now is often just your brain confirming what it already expected to happen. So in a way, it's less about seeing what's really there and more about seeing what your brain believes should be there based on every single thing you've ever experienced before. Okay, so our brain edits what we see, and it's constantly guessing what happens next. But how deep does this construction project go? Well, it turns out it shapes the most fundamental parts of our reality, things like time, color, and even your own sense of who you are.
This one is a real mind bender. That brilliant red apple or that deep blue sky you see, the color isn't actually a property of the apple or the sky. Out there in the world, there are just different wavelengths of light bouncing around. Color is an invention of your brain. It's a beautiful, incredibly useful label it creates so you can tell the difference between them. And what about those crazy moments, like in a car crash, where time seems to slow down to a crawl? The clock on the wall isn't changing speed. Your brain is. When you're in danger, a part of your brain called the amygdala kicks into overdrive and forces it to record memories in super high detail. Later, when you play that memory back, it's so dense with information that it feels like it must have taken longer to happen. Your memory creates the illusion that time itself stretched. And now for the deepest layer of all, that constant feeling of being you, that inner voice, that sense of identity that feels so solid, that's also a construction. It's a seamless story your brain is constantly telling itself, weaving together all your memories, what your body is feeling, and its predictions about your future. You are, in a very real sense, a story that your brain tells itself about itself.
So, if everything is a construction, if it's all just a big simulation, what's the point? Why does the brain go to all this trouble? The answer is actually pretty simple, and it's the engine behind all of evolution: survival.
And here's the crucial thing to understand. Your brain's goal is not to show you reality with perfect accuracy. Its goal is to be useful. It builds a version of reality that edits out all the useless noise, highlights the important stuff, like opportunities and dangers, and lets you navigate the world without getting overwhelmed. It's not about seeing reality. It's about staying alive in it.
And the architect of this whole grand universe that you experience? It's just this: 3 pounds of soft, squishy tissue, sitting in total darkness. It seems impossibly small for the job it does, until you really stop and think about what it creates.
From nothing but a stream of simple electrical signals, this 3-pound organ builds everything. Every sunset you see, every piece of music you hear, every memory you cherish, your entire world. It is, without a doubt, the most complex and incredible thing we know of in the universe.
Which leaves us with one last, really powerful idea to think about. If the world you experience is just a model, well, then it's not fixed in stone. It can be changed. Every time you learn something new, or challenge an old belief, or have an experience that opens your eyes, you're not just changing your mind. You are actively rebuilding your reality.